All right, everybody. It's a situation with Cliff and Powell. I want everybody to check out the video. So they gonna check out the video, and then we're gonna come back and we will see. Here we
It just depends, because you got to be the person to say it.
Yeah, I would say too.
You got go ahead. No, I want to see what you're gonna say.
No, I'll go.
In placeholder might not be the right thing. It might not be the right thing to say, but
I was just talking about I'm 70 years old, so I come from a whole nother era than any of you Negroes is talking about. And what I've learned, and I'm not saying I'm right, I think everybody is right because there's so many levels to this. But most of this was laid on our parents' parents.
yeah.
My father was born in 1915, and his parents were slaves. Well, his grandparents were slaves. So what I've learned is it's not your mother's fault, it's not your father's fault, it's not your fault. We were born into 450 years of post-slavery PTSD. I am 69, I'll be 70 in March. I've just learned how to love. Our parents didn't know how to love. Their parents didn't know how to love. And if I could say anybody maybe had an edge, it was the women. That's why I celebrate black women. I live with a psychiatrist, forensics detective, gangster, loving Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, who's just been patient with me to teach me how to love. But in closing on this, because I don't want to get too deep, I called my buddy, man. I said, I'm fucking up really bad. I'm fucking up. So I've never been monogamous. So I don't fucking know
What age did you become a monogamous?
today. No, but let me just say what it is.
No.
And we don't talk about this. We don't talk about dopamine being in a pleasant center of the brain like we talked about. About oxytocin is the hormone. It's called the cuddle hormone. So a lot of times we're just talking in generalities. And that's why I think what you said about counseling, because a counselor is going to get inside of this from a real, not even white people perspective, just from a scientific perspective, unless science is not wrong and the brain is not made what it is. So when I hurt my girl, which I've done over and over, and I commend her for even being with me, and I said it in my podcast, and I'm going to say this and stop. I called one of my partners who was brilliant. He said, when you hurt somebody, where you leave them is where they stay. So I think our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, the people that raised us, those men who treated the women outside the house nice, but then put the thumb on the grandmama and put the thumb on the girlfriend or whoever. They are all. It all comes from out of all of that, and I think that's what makes me excited that we're going to bring the women and the uncles and we need to bring them all in here. But go ahead.
The one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say it right. Pop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, what our families did to us, all this, all that. But eventually, and I know why people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired, and, kind of like putting on to them, like, hey, you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people have talked about, like, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself.
Let me address that real quickly. For me, I didn't know fucking how to
Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens is, too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by this.
All right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but let me...
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me, and that's what a lot of women have issues with.
Because I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said,
listen to
I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Don't overtalk me.
I'm going to fucking overtalk you because
you're
talking out of
but you're not going to disrespect me.
You don't know what the fuck you're
Oh,
talking
I am.
about. I do. Love it.
I do.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, I do.
You can't.
All right, so there you go. That's the first clip. Tell me what you think. How you feel? What you think?
I think women need men physically, mentally, and emotionally. Women need to feel valued. Women need that type of support. women need someone that's gonna be there in her corner. Cause you never know what a woman is going through behind closed doors.
That's cool, but I'm talking about what these niggas talking about. So basically, like these niggas talking about Clifton Powell didn't learn how to love until he got to a certain age. And now, and this is how I see the video. I seen that part at least as an attack at Clifton Powell, not being, I guess, whatever the fuck the other niggas thought men is supposed to be, or what men were supposed to do. And that's what I hate. And then that's when people start talking about patriarchy and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. That's not
Right, and some men don't really know how to love because sometimes maybe their father probably wasn't in their lives either. They probably
that.
was in the out of their lives too.
Yeah, and at that time, I can honestly say, in the 60s and 70s, though, like, it was so much shit going on. It wasn't like niggas knew how to love. Like, it wasn't, love was the last thing on these people. Like, bro, they were trying to survive. So, yeah, they was thinking about love, but I think they was more thinking about survival. You feel me? Then you got
I'm telling you what the shit is. You can't fix some shit that you don't know about, bro. Yeah. You can't. And then you get there at 69 or 70 and say, I thought I was being loved all this time. That's what our parents have gone through, and that's why we all so fucked up right now.
You asked, how do we love black women? Yeah. That's right here. Trust black women and listen to black women because they know more than we do what it is that they need.
I don't think that's true either. There's a lot of black women who don't know how to love.
I'm not talking about what they know how to love. I'm saying what they need as far as the reproduction.
I get that.
That's what we're talking about right now. Also, if we're going to use our privilege and power as men in society, how do we show up and be accountable? Like you said, the way to be accountable is to dismantle patriarchy, because patriarchy makes it so that men have the power and women do not.
But you can't get there unless you listen to him. We got to go, and you may not agree. We got to go to therapy. I should be in therapy right now. My girl should be in therapy. We all come from generations and generations, and you can't motherfucker sit here and tell me when I'm going through at 70, I just realized, but listen to what I'm saying. We good, bro. It's not gonna get out of control. This is real shit. Bro, this is real shit. I'm telling you, you can't love a queen. Some of these girls out here in Queens because their daddies wasn't there. If your daddy ain't there from 12 to 25, you going down a rabbit hole. Promiscuity, drugs. Gotta read more. Gotta stop getting so fucking defensive and read more, because I read.
Alright. What you think about that part right there?
I can agree on that part. My dad wasn't there in my life, yeah, because he was a drug addict. He was out there. So I get that part when some women can't be loved properly, or some women don't really actually love themselves, like how they supposed to love themselves.
Yeah, and it shows up. I mean, that shows up in everyday life when you allow people to take advantage of your good nature and shit like that. Like I get what he's saying. You feel me? Is he didn't know until his wife told him that the love that he was loving her, but it wasn't the love that she needed, and she needed something different. And he didn't know that until he got to 60 or 70 and realized, damn, I thought I was loving her the whole time, but now I'm understanding it's different. Like, the blessing that we got today is to be able to go off of the story of the past and try to make up for it. I'm not the same man as my father was, but I try to strive to be like my father in every way of the sense of the characteristics he has of showing up in my life, teaching me things, giving me discipline, giving me structure, making sure that I'm doing the thing that a man is supposed to do. That's what my father did. But at the same time, I see it where other people didn't have that father. And most of it comes from the way shit was structured back in the day. Like it was different. They had two men come out, and I remember this day visit. Like, bro, they had two men come to our house, sit on the couch, and have my mother call my father to try to get him to turn himself in because of child support. Like, bro, that's fact. I could never get behind, and I won't get behind. And anybody that don't understand that, you be told.
I don't have the historical information, man. That's why I'm a listener, man. I'm a great listener. But you know, when I hear, you know, from your generation, your perspective, and your perspective, and everybody's, you know, perspective in the sense that as we get into it, I feel like we let women down in that regard. We didn't stand on business. And
What you mean by that?
I just feel like we let depression wear us down. Fathers let depression wear them down and beat them down, take them out of the house, and therefore
they forced them out of the house.
Forced them.
No, they had a program.
Hold on.
They forced them out. They didn't leave the house.
I feel that. I understand that. I can't. But ain't nobody gonna make me leave my woman. I get that. I get it. But ain't nobody gonna make me leave my family.
I got you.
I get what. I understand that. I could never fathom what went on back then.
I think you might be alluding to weak ass men allowing things that might be coming up. Like, you know, like, oh, this seems like, I don't know exactly the historical presence of it either. But you know how you say, like, oh, like, you know, you stripping us from the house. Oftentimes, I'm a man who dates men. A lot of men are strong. So the way that you say you're not going to take nobody from my family, you're not going to strip me from my family, a lot of people don't walk with that. A lot of people don't have that. So, I mean, like, it is systematic, but I mean, at the same time,
I mean,
you part of, like, the few men who is not going to live their life like that.
I mean, I get a system that
So,
you live in a place that is just geared to tell you you ain't shit, you ain't shit, you ain't shit.
And it beats you down.
You ain't shit, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
And it beats your other counterpart down, so y'all come home to
madness.
Beatness. Yeah. Nobody know how to heal anybody, right?
It's a lot that goes into it.
So again, I think the guy that I will hope. When people say that I don't have all the information about the history and what went on back in the day, you know, and then you come out your mouth and say, I think what you're alluding to is weak ass men allowing themselves, bro, you don't know the situation again. I will reiterate the story of how men got pushed out of their fucking houses back then. And I'm way younger than you niggas is. So the fact that I know this, you niggas should know this.
So do you think depression take a toll on people?
Yeah, depression take a toll on people, and that's how niggas end up in, you know, drug addicts, alcoholism, all that other shit. That shit is real. And then you end up with mental health problems, and the mental health problems drive you into drugs further. But again, I will always say, my father remained sure, no matter if he was doing drugs, if he was in jail, or what the fuck ever, he was there. He was there. But I watched this system that repeatedly tried to drive my father out of the house. It was a woman that said, no, I'm not going to allow us to have it. So, yeah, back in the day, some women allowed their husbands, the father of their children, to be pushed out of the house. After Reconstruction, we were the greatest families. We were big families. Now it's down to people talking about they only want to have one or two kids. Like, I grew up in a big family. So having a big family just seemed more like the thing that I was gonna do. And to sit up here and say that you don't know all the historical information and then make a comment about something that historically happened and call the men that couldn't control that shit bitch ass niggas.
So what do you black women need? Like,
I believe
what do
everything.
you? I already said my part. What do black women need? I want to hear from your perspective, your point of view.
I think black women need to find love for themselves that they claim they want from somebody else. Find that love within yourself, and then whatever you're looking for, you're gonna attract. And not only that, every woman is different, so she's gonna need something different. And not only that, just like how it's not on you to give me what I need, it's on me to find it within myself. It shouldn't be on a man to give a woman what she needs and she not have to be able to find it within herself. You want me to protect and provide. I'm all the way down for doing that. But some days my love might be weak because I'm out here busting my ass trying to protect and provide. And if I'm going through all of that, I would hope you understand this situation that we both in. You feel me? Like, I can't really tell you what black woman needs because I'm not a black woman. I'm a black man. And I can't tell you what every black man needs. I can only tell you what I need. And my needs are different than other needs. I self-analyze myself more than most people do. And I think that's the downfall of a lot of things. People don't self-identify. Self-analyze themselves. They just talk out the hip and hope that shit go right. And it never does. It never does. In no way, shape, form, or fashion. But what's your final thoughts?
I'm gonna find out.
Alright, well. My final thoughts is that bitch ass nigga with that light skinned nigga need to shut the fuck up. First of all, you gay. You don't got a dog in this fight. You can't come to me and tell me what black women need and you don't even date black. That's the first thing in my motherfucking category. You need to shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that shit. Black women know what the fuck they need. And what you just said ain't had nothing to do with what that bitch ass nigga was talking about. None of it. So when Clifton Powell said that he needs to be in therapy, his girl needs to be in therapy.
I agree with that.
Yes. I think
I feel like all couples should be in therapy.
Yeah, because you both got trauma from your past, and not only just your past, but trauma passed down from generations, where we still stuck in a rut because of us not getting what's owed to us. That could have been passed down to us through generations. So it's not just the generational wealth that we don't have, and I would never speak of that generational curse, but we had generational obstacles that niggas constantly gotta overcome. We got generational anger from people that we did absolutely nothing to that proceed to this day.
Yeah, that build up anger.
And then when we come back and let me say this, because this is Black History Month, and I'm gonna say this about Charlie Kirk. I don't care about Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk didn't do nothing for the black community. That's why I didn't care when he died. I didn't care if he said anything rude, disrespectful, or none of that. I didn't care because it didn't concern me. But y'all wanted niggas to run to the internet and speak on how Charlie Kirk and what happened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk incited violence and fucking political bullshit everywhere he went. So stop coming to me saying, well, you don't never talk about Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie Kirk. I don't know that man. I don't know what he was doing. Every time I see his video, I start passing because he's a white person. And I don't feel like white people are evil, but I don't deal with white people in politics. Because you all are liars. I don't even deal with black people in politics because you all are liars. That was a small rant because I could get asked that. But I'm only worried about the black man. That's it. And I think Clifton Powell is right. We all need to go to therapy. We all need to find the love for ourselves. We need to find the respect for ourselves. We need to find self-discipline. We need all those things. Yes. But it's your boy Chemo and Sade. I will be back for another one day.
I don't have the historical information, man. That's why I'm a listener, man. I'm a great listener. But you know, when I hear, you know, from your generation, your perspective, and your perspective, and everybody's, you know, perspective in the sense that